Excellent. Okay. And people are just still coming in. So I'm just admitting them in as they come in. So to get started, we are going to just introduce you to SFCC in general. And the person to get you started and to tell you the reasons as to why you should attend and start your educational journey with Santa Fe Community College is somebody who's I've had the opportunity and privilege of working with now for nearly 10 years. And her enthusiasm and her positivity, it's contagious. And that's if you're in a room with this person, or that's if we're doing this virtually. I just think it's so appropriate to kick it off with Daniela Gurule, our student admissions counselor. So Daniela, I'm about to share my screen in just a moment, and you are going to tell our amazing attendees the reasons why you should start at Santa Fe Community College. Take it away, my friends.
Thank you. Yes, we have lots of fun. So, okay. I always love to get the party started, so I'm going to get the party started here. So here we have areas of interest, so areas of study, and so there are so many reasons to start at SFCC. So we do have so many. We have over 100 degrees and certificates. So under our areas of study, so we do have, as you see here, business and management. So we have our accounting degree, we have business administration, we have a phenomenal creative arts and design. So we do have, film, we have media arts, we do have photography. And in our education, social science and humanities, we have an amazing ASL program, so American Sign Language. We do have our teacher education, our human services. So there's so many different programs that you can get involved in.
And Daniela, just to make sure, so are you guys not seeing my PowerPoint, the actual slideshow?
So it's on areas of study. So that's why I'm like, are we jumping?
Oh, okay.
So maybe we could go to the first. So we're going to get this party kicked off like really good.
So my apologies. So let's just go back up here. So we're not going to do the slideshow because for whatever reason, it doesn't want to share that. So we are just going to do it this way. It's going to be all fancy, but we don't even need that. Okay, go for it, Daniela.
We bring the goodness. So again, getting the party started. SFCC, as you can see, we love working together. Many of us have gotten our degrees at SFCC ourselves. So we know how to be a student and working for the college, and it's phenomenal. So as you can see, affordability, and we have some of the lowest tuition in the state. Students on average save about $10,000 by starting at SFCC for the first 2 years. So affordable. We do have small class sizes, so we know our students. Students are not just a number. We know our students. We are definitely a family. So we hope all of you come and join our SFCC family. And we do have a diverse student population. So we do have students from all ages, like Nikki, working with dual credit students, all ages, all backgrounds. We have international students and advanced technology. Oh my gosh, it blows my mind. So we have state-of-the-art equipment in medical, in film, in our sustainability technologies. Also, gosh, in just across the board in photography. So state-of-the-art. And support. That's one thing that we really thrive on. And we know how it is to receive that support. So we have so many free support services for our students. So we offer counseling, tutoring, testing. We do have student accessibility services. We have TRIO. There's so much support for our students. And that's what I love about SFCC. We are for our students. And quality, top notch. It's amazing the quality of education that you receive. It's definitely university quality at a community college price. So it's mind-boggling. So come, join the party. We would love to have you guys. So many reasons to start with us.
Excellent. I know, Daniela, you already started touching base on this, but can you just touch base very quickly again on the areas you were talking about?
Yeah, so some of our really great areas of study. So again, business, accounting, We do have creative arts, media arts. We do have photography, film. And again, we have teacher education. We have American Sign Language. We have a great human services program, just to name a few, over 100 degrees and certificates.
Excellent. And also just to add on to those areas of study, so for healthcare and fitness, that's a wide range of things such as allied health, nursing, phlebotomy, exercise science, dental health, EMT, just to name a few. And then as we get to science and technology, we have biological sciences, biofuels, computer science and information technology. And again, this is just a small sampling of some of the quality programs that we have to offer. And regarding trades and technology, automotive technology, so if you're looking on working on cars, sustainable technologies, welding, controlled environment agriculture, so greenhouse. These are just a small fraction of the amazing programs that we have to offer at SFCC. And again, tonight's info session, we're going to touch base on not only these programs very briefly, because again, this is going to be a lot of information and we're just trying to give you some of the highlights, but we are going to tell you a little bit more very shortly in this presentation of how to become an SFCC student and how to get through that process. So now moving on, it is my pleasure to introduce our dual credit specialist. Again, a tremendous resource for our students and somebody who is just a tremendously hard worker to make sure that our students' needs are met. Nikki McKay.
Hi, everyone. Well, the dual credit program at SFCC, I think, is really special. It's a way for high school students to earn college credit and high school credit at the same time. And as Daniela and Marcos said, there's so many benefits of being a part of the SFCC community, and the high school students, as soon as they apply and work with our team to register, they have access to all of our campus resources, which can be really, I think, just give them such an advantage, especially, working with career services, working with our counselors, also having access to the amazing tutoring center. And I see Zeke is with us now, and Zeke is going to talk a little bit later about being a tutor, an expert in his field and what he has to offer students at the college. And also, I feel like the dual credit program gives students practice. They're able to try on different college classes to see not only if they could start earning credit for a degree or certificate, which they can, or they could also just be exploring classes. So on the slide, we mentioned just a few of the highlights. There are so many, but the one huge one is that the college waives tuition and course fees. So many dual credit students will take a class at absolutely no cost to them. And if there is a tiny lab fee, we will help them kind of understand that piece. And the high school districts support the students by paying for the books. So I think affordability is just an amazing opportunity. And I'll be here. And if you are the parent or the guardian of a high school student and you'd like to talk more, if you'd like to put your email in the chat or your phone number, but our team is really trying to make a strong connection and to help the high school student just see all of the different advantages for joining us in dual credit.
Excellent, Nikki. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now, and again, we apologize. I really wanted to have the slideshow going because we could have all those cool effects and everything, but thank you again for bearing with us. And here you can see just really quickly, and this is just how to become a student at SFCC. These steps do have a lot of details that go along with them, and in the respect of everybody's time. We really won't go into too much detail, but I will tell you that I'll be more than happy to sit in on this meeting following our info session this evening after 7 o'clock. So I'm happy to stay on for a few minutes. And if you have any questions regarding anything you hear this evening, I'm happy to stay on to go into more detail. But here is just some of the steps that you need to become an SFCC student. And the first thing we need you to do, if you haven't already, is apply for admission. And that's simply going to our website, www.sfcc.edu, and that's completing the online new student application. The good news is we do not have any application fees. Most colleges will charge you just to do an application. We do not have a fee. It is 100% free to apply. Next is claim your student account. And by that, I mean, once you have successfully submitted your Santa Fe Community College student application, wait about at least 1 business day. Sometimes you even get it that same day, and you will receive an acceptance email. So by claiming your student account, you're just making sure you're looking at your email that you provide us in the application that you do, and it will have an acceptance email. That acceptance email will include information that is crucial to you starting at SFCC. It will include your Santa Fe Community College student ID number, also known as your A number, your Santa Fe Community College student email address, and also some information on how to set up your My SFCC online student portal, which is very important, especially right now that most of our classes are all online. Number 3, and you'll be hearing more from Susie in just a little bit, apply for financial aid. You never know how much money you can actually qualify for to help you pay for your schooling. Number 4, take the placement test. In order for us to know where you're at in your reading, your writing, and your math, if you don't have SAT or ACT that you've just recently completed, for example, we would need for you to take the placement test. And we have our wonderful academic advisor here to go into more detail about that and other things in just a couple of minutes. But take the placement test so that we know what classes to get you started in your academic journey. Number 5, send in your official transcripts. So by that, that's high school transcripts or old college transcripts. Send those in to our registrar's office. And again, I'm more than happy to provide you with more information if you have questions following this session. Number 6, meet with an academic advisor. And Emily is going to be speaking in just a little bit about the advising and what that means and how they help our wonderful students. And then number 7, once you speak with an advisor, you register for classes. And there are a wide variety of classes to register for. But again, that will be determining what major that you select, and an advisor can help you build your schedule, and then you register for your classes. And then pay for classes. So if you have applied for financial aid and there's still some money that they did not cover, pay for that amount that's left over. Or if you applied for scholarships, like if you get the lottery scholarship or the Road to Success or other aid or grants, you may not have to pay for any schooling. So you never know. And last but not least, purchase those textbooks. And we have a great bookstore that you can do online ordering right now. And if you're on financial aid, they also can, or dual credit, if anyone out there is interested in dual credit, you can also get your books through the bookstore as well. And it's a fairly simple process. But those are your 9 big steps on becoming a student at SFCC. And let me just put our contact information here, the recruitment and dual credit team, in case you need to get a hold of us. Again, you just heard from Nikki McKay, our dual credit specialist, Danielle Agudale, our student admissions counselor, and myself, Marcos Maes. Please feel free to email us. And following this session, based on the information that you sent us to RSVP, we will actually send you our booking link. So you are more than welcome to set up an appointment with our recruitment and outreach team, and we can actually sit with you and answer any general admissions questions that you have to help you get started. And we can absolutely recommend who to then refer you to next. If that's an advisor, if that's financial aid or testing, let us be that person to get you started. And we are actually, time is flying right now, so I'm going to stop my share screen. And without further ado, it is my privilege an honor to introduce our wonderful academic advisor over advising and just let you know how they can help assist our students in getting started. Emily, take it away.
Hey, welcome everybody. Can you hear me okay? Because okay, awesome. So I want to start out by saying that I started as a college student at Santa Fe Community College in 1991. That was like a really long time ago. But the reason I chose to come to the community college is it was so affordable. And what I could do is I could take care of all of my gen ed requirements, which are like English, history, math, science. I could take all of those classes at the community college at a really affordable price. And then when I transferred to UNM, my first 2 years of college were basically done. And then I could focus on what my major was at UNM. So it was a really good decision. And it's something I encourage people to do. Sometimes they don't even think of it as an option, but it's a really great way to save money. And the faculty and the classes and the facilities at the school they're just incredible. You know, I mean, you really get way more than you pay for. So, so that's that. I just wanted to say that. I am an academic advisor and I advise in the schools of business and education. And at the community college, we have two types of advisors. We have advisors that are housed at our Welcome and Advising Center. And they're specifically really there to help brand new students or people who come in and have questions about the college. And then we have advisors who are embedded in the schools. And all of us are cross-trained, so anybody can help you. It doesn't matter who you come to, we can all help you. But what the advantage of having an advisor in the school is we know really, really, really well. We know the curriculum, we know the faculty, we know if you're a student that's come from another college with transfer credits, we know what kind of classes that you might have already taken that you can use at our school. So the advisors are really your go-to people to help you navigate the college experience. If you need help, if you have a question about anything, you know, we know all of the offices on campus, we know everybody, we can connect you. It's also a lot about learning a new language, because if you're a brand new college student, you're going to be hearing a lot of terminology that you don't know what it means, maybe like prerequisite or maximum time frame, or what's the difference between withdrawing and dropping, or why would you want to take a class for audit instead of credit? So all those kind of questions we can help you with. We can also help you navigate our student portal, which is called My SFCC. And that's where you kind of do everything, especially in COVID with classes online, you really do everything through My SFCC. You can check your email. It's where you access Canvas, which is our online learning platform, where you buy your textbooks, where you register for classes, how you pay for classes. So everything's in My SFCC and we can help you with that. We also really, really help you navigate your degree plan. So if you're a brand new student, your degree plan is the list of classes that you need to take in order to complete your degree or your certificate. So we help you pick out your classes. We help you sequence your classes. We're really knowledgeable about content. So, you know, we won't advise you to take like 3 really difficult classes in a semester. You know, we help you space it out. If you're a student coming to us who's already been at another college, we can evaluate your transcripts from your previous school and figure out how to maximize like what you've already taken, how it could apply to our degree plan. And then when you're done with the college, we help you look at other schools. We help you transfer. We have great college fairs every spring. It's weird not being on campus. I've lost the schedule, but yeah, so we have transfer fairs where schools from the state and the bordering states come and you learn about other opportunities. And I think that's kind of the gist of it. We're like soup to nuts from beginning to end. We can help you navigate your experience at the college.
Excellent, Emily. Thank you very much.
Sure.
And
Sure.
for our attendees here, we still have a little time for Emily to answer any questions. Does anybody have any questions in the chat or anybody want to unmute themselves and ask any questions regarding advising and what that process looks like. I think she did a phenomenal job explaining, but if anyone wants to know a little bit more, please feel free to ask. And we'll give it a sec in case anybody has any questions. Going once, going twice. Emily, thank you so much for being here. And you are free to take off and enjoy the rest of your evening if you like, or you are more than welcome to hang around with the crew if you like as well. But thank you so much for being here. We greatly appreciate you and all you do for our students.
And feel free to ask Marcos for my email address if you think of something you want to ask.
Absolutely. Thank you, Emily.
Sure. Thanks.
Okay. Without further ado, it is my privilege to introduce our next presenter. And this presenter is going to talk about our tutoring center, which is by far and away one of the most helpful resources for our students. So I don't want to give too much away. I'm going to turn it on over to one of the master tutors, and he is Zeke Ramos. Zeke, take it away.
All right. Hey, I hope everybody can hear me, but so I'm Zeke from the Tutoring Center, and basically you get tutoring for free if you attend the community college. If you have some credit hours that you're taking at the Santa Fe Community College, you get tutoring for free. Now with this whole COVID stuff, it's a little bit different. Now you actually have two options. One of them is called BrainFuse, and that's kind of like this third-party service that's available 24/7, and it's through text. I don't think they do video chat, but if that's not your style and you want to talk to one of the local tutors, then we have something called Microsoft Teams. I can kind of show you. I'm going to share my screen to show you what that looks like. And then, yeah, then you can just see. But I mean, while I'm doing that, basically, the main thing to keep in mind is that it's free, and you might as well do it because I'm not saying that you're definitely going to have problems, but if school was easy, I think everybody would do it instantly. So you might as well take advantage of it. So you might be seeing a little telescoping thing now, but here we go. So it works best with a native app because you could do it from the browser, but it's best to just download the application and then go from there, because then you can have it stay logged in. But anyway, we help anything from, I do STEM and I do the liberal arts stuff, but my specialty is STEM. We have another master tutor. His name is Michael, and he does all the liberal arts stuff like writing and history and anything like that. But hey, Marcos, can you see this at the moment?
Yes, I can, Zeke. Thank you. And
right,
now
cool.
I see myself. Okay,
this is
there
what
we
the
go.
Interface okay. This is what the interface looks like. I have my little dark mode on, but to show you what it looks like when you first log in, you basically you get the application, and then at first you'll probably just see these two, maybe not the robotics club, maybe just this one. But right now we have it set up so that we have to add you to the team, but then once we do, this little icon comes up, and then you click on that, and if any of you have ever used Discord, it's very similar to that. There's channels for each subject, and then let's say you have a question math or stats, you go there, and then in the upper right you click meet, and then you invite whoever you want. So if you have a specific tutor in mind, then you can just invite them if they happen to be on. We have certain schedules that we gotta be more clear about, but anyway, this is what that looks like. You can invite somebody. I'm gonna invite Fred. He's probably gonna freak out, but then I'll hang up. So it calls him, and then eventually somebody answers, and then you have like a web chat. It's really cool because you can have a whiteboard to work together. Oh, hey there. I closed out of it. I'll stop sharing now. And I think it stopped sharing. Anyway, so I speak Spanish and English. Not all of us do, but if you prefer tutoring in Spanish, then I can be one of those people that does that. My personal schedule is from 10 to 3, Monday through Friday, like on call. And let's see what else. I mean, there's not much to it. The physical version of it was really awesome. We had these tables and then these little flags that you could put up when you have a problem. So I guess we'll see what happens. But I don't know. There's not much to it. You have trouble with your homework or your tests, and then you go get some help. So do you guys have any questions? Or did the facilitators maybe have any questions that maybe could be had, but people are too shy to ask?
So Zeke, even if I'm a student that's actually doing really, really well in my classes, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's really not unusual for those students to still utilize the tutoring center, as we see data tells us that our most successful students at the college use the tutoring center quite a bit. Is that correct?
That's true. Yes, that is very true. And as to correlation and causation, I mean, it could be that the best students go get help and we're not really doing much, or it could be some combination of that. But yeah, you're right, because the thing is, even if you're not having trouble conceptually, just setting some time aside to do your homework, and even having somebody help you go through it, it'll definitely make things go faster. So it's a good idea anyway. You could also form groups. I think you can do that through Teams. And then in the physical center, we had these little study rooms that you could use. This hasn't changed. You can take your food if you want, and you could take a nap. So yeah.
And Zeke, to give our attendees just an idea of how valuable tutoring really means to students, because it's free to our students, how much would this typically charge somebody if they hired a private tutor for, say, a math or an English class?
That's a good question. So in town, actually, the lowest I've seen is like $20 an hour, and then I've seen people charge as much as $60 an hour. And so that's quite a lot. And I mean, a lot of the time, it's almost like private tutoring, because you happen to get a tutor when there's nobody else around. And it's essentially private tutoring. I mean, the only drawback is that there's tutors bounce around, but it's still not too bad. It's definitely manageable. And this semester it actually hasn't been too busy, so you would get that experience effectively of a private tutor.
That is excellent. Thank you, Zeke. So again, for all of our attendees here, the tutors you are working with are experts in their field, and you are working with them for free of charge. And it's just because you are a student at SFCC, and that's just one of the many phenomenal free resources that we offer to our students to make sure that they are as successful as possible. Any questions for Zeke? Anything else anyone can think of? Okay, going once and twice. Zeke, thank you so much for taking time out. That was really informative and very, very helpful, my friend. Thank you so much. And you are welcome to stay on, or you are welcome to enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right, I'm gonna go get cereal and watch you guys.
Okay, moving right along without further ado, to talk about a very just cool resource that we offer for a great number of our students. And we just strongly recommend that more students know about this program, find out about this program, and find out if this is a program that they should be a part of. I'm talking about TRIO. And with us today is our director of the TRIO program, Miss Danielle Gonzalez. Danielle, take it away.
Hi, thank you, Marcos. And I am so sorry, I don't know what happened, but my camera isn't working. So I apologize for that. So you guys can hear me okay though? Thumbs up. Okay, so yeah, thank you, Marcos. I'm Danielle. I'm the director of TRIO, and TRIO is a grant-funded student support service program. We're funded to serve 160 students, and the students that we serve have to meet certain eligibility criteria. So you have to be either first generation Pell eligible, which basically shows you have a financial need, or a student with a disability. And what we do is we have tutoring. So we have some services that the college offers, but we like I said, we serve 160 students, so we have it's a little bit more targeted, the services that we provide. So we have 2 tutors, one who does math and science, almost all math, and if he doesn't know the science, he'll learn it and he will tutor you in it. And then we have our own writing tutor. We're gonna be hiring a part-time counselor. In addition to that, we do advising, and the type of advising that we do is, we do some academic advising, but we're more of like a mentor advocate. So we know about your classes, but we want you to work with your department advisor, but we will help you answer questions. We send out we do heavy case management in our area. So we will build a individualized success plan for you, and we'll get you involved with our services that we offer on campus. We do midterm check-ins, we do final check-ins. We offer a lot of workshops, and I'm actually going to pull up my screen just because I don't want to forget anything. Give me just here we go. So we do workshops on financial aid. You guys will hear from Susie Weaver in just a minute, but we always invite Susie every semester to do a Q&A on financial aid. We help students research scholarships that are not part of the college, and we also do we put on workshops to help students do personal statements in applying for scholarships. We offer workshops on financial literacy that we're finding is even more important right now with COVID and just kind of the situation with jobs and unemployment and stuff like that. We just put on a workshop on self-advocacy, which is something that we didn't really realize students needed, but it's basically us asking students, where are you struggling? How are you succeeding? How to approach your instructor. We find that students sometimes just don't know how to ask these questions or feel intimidated. We let them know next steps if they're not getting the answers that they need. We do stuff on self-care. We've done some kind of stress management and stuff like that. We do some cultural activities. So normally we will take students on field trips, but because of COVID, we're doing some virtual stuff. One of the things we have planned next week actually is a virtual tour, a private virtual tour of the O'Keeffe Museum. And we'll have a tour guide, just walking us through and letting us ask some questions. So we're very excited about that. We've hosted stuff like, we call them seminars, but we're going to be expanding them, where we invite people in different fields, and they're basically just sharing their story of what they got into. We had someone who was, I'm not going to remember what kind of engineer she was, but, basically telling us her background, how she got in, sharing tips with students on, what they can do with, in a field like this. And we've had a lot of success with stuff like that. We do something called a cyber cafe once a month, which is basically just trying to keep students connected to each other. And, we meet on Fridays and we just see familiar faces and we ask questions, or we, just kind of share as much as we want to share. So that's kind of one of the beautiful things about TRIO, is because we have such a small cohort, we're able to just really get to know each other on a different level. So like I said, we do some of the same things that are offered throughout the college, but we just kind of do it in a more targeted, individualized way, which I think is one of the best things that we do. Very, very heavy on case management, like I said. So we definitely communicate stuff that that the college is already communicating, but we just kind of do that extra step to try to give that extra support. We've got a great staff. If anybody is interested, I don't know, I can put my phone number here, my email address, and we definitely, I think we're going to have about 20 spots open for this year. So we're definitely looking for students. One thing I do want to mention is that we have that certain population that we serve, but we have a very diverse group of students within there. So, almost students from almost every degree. and varying ages, students straight out of high school. I think our oldest student is, in her 60s. So we really, we just kind of want to go above and beyond to provide that support for students. And so if anybody's interested in this, we'd love to have you apply and, just maybe meet with someone from our department to get a little bit more information.
Woohoo!
Excellent, Danielle. Thank you very much. And are there any questions for Danielle regarding TRIO? Okay, and again, Danielle, for anyone who is a first-generation student or just somebody who's just interested in learning more, they can reach out to you directly, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can put my number here, or you're welcome to give it out. So yeah, absolutely.
Awesome, Danielle. Thank you so much. And you are more than welcome to hang with us for another 15 minutes, or feel free to enjoy the rest of your evening. But we appreciate you and thank you for all you do for our students. Thank you again.
Thanks, Marcos.
And without further ado, okay, so you have heard about advising. You've heard the steps of how to become an SFCC student. You've heard from one of our master tutors. You've heard from Danielle and TRIO. But now it's time to hear from somebody who can help you save as much money as possible and take advantage of some free money that can help pay for your tuition, fees, and maybe even your textbooks and supplies. To tell you how to do that and to give you more information, it is my pleasure to introduce one of our partners. At this point, we've worked with Susie for many, many years now, and she is just a great resource. So Susie Weaver, take it away.
Hi, everyone. I'm Susie Weaver. I'm the Student Employment Manager in the Financial Aid Department. So I am part of the Financial Aid Department, and I'm representing that great office. Everyone in financial aid, the reason for us being here is to help you get money to go to college. That's what financial aid is all about, trying to help you through all the confusion that may be there. And definitely at Santa Fe Community College, we're all about helping you try to get free money. We don't encourage student loans, we'll help you with student loans, but for the most part, because our tuition is so low at Santa Fe Community College, we can help you. We try to find any way we can to help you get free money to pay for your tuition, fees, books, and many, many of our students actually get refund checks. So that doesn't happen at a lot of colleges. And we love to give away free money. It's not our money, and so we'll give it all. We'll help you the best we can. So I do have a couple of slides I'd like to share with you, just to kind of let you know about applying for financial aid. Okay, can everyone see this screen? It says fall, okay. And can everyone hear me okay? All right, hey. So you all of you may know what the FAFSA is, but just quickly, the FAFSA is an application to apply for financial aid. So a lot of people think FAFSA means financial aid, but it's the application. And FAFSA stands for Free Application Federal Student Aid. And that application opens the door for grants, scholarships, student employment, possibly student loans. And it is the key to get any of those things, you do the FAFSA. If you're a US citizen or a resident, you'll do the FAFSA online. And if you are a dreamer or a non-US citizen, you will do a paper FAFSA. But for now, I'm going to talk about our workshops coming up. So we have this fall FAFSA workshop, and this is for the current year. So the current year is, the academic year is 2020, 2021. The very first part of that was fall, and it will include the upcoming spring semester and summer semester. And we actually have students right now contacting financial aid that have been going to school all fall, and they're saying, I need some money. And so we're trying to help everybody get money. So if you have not done your FAFSA yet, it's not too late. Some students that I talk to will say, well, I don't do the FAFSA because I don't qualify. I make too much money, or my parents make too much money. Well, maybe you won't get grants, but there's a lot of scholarships out there for you. And to get those scholarships, you have to do the FAFSA. So we have this FAFSA workshop next Tuesday, November 17th, and it's at 5:30 to 7:30. And then we have a second one, and these are all for the current FAFSAs. Our second one is December 11th. That will be for everyone, but we have bilingual staff members that will be available. My good partner at the Financial Aid Office, Sandra Sosa, and actually Peter from Registrars will be there to help as well. So if you're interested in any of these, I'm gonna sit with you, and Sandra and Peter will sit with you. It's going to be roughly a 2-hour session because FAFSA does take a little longer. However, you could possibly get, the tops in grants that people are getting right now are $6,000 for an academic year. So for 2 or 3 hours, 2 hours of work to get paid, maybe thousands of dollars is, you might work that much on a homework assignment and not get paid. So, it's definitely could be worth your time. So if you want to sign up for these, we are requiring RSVPs. We're going to do Zoom meetings. And so please think about doing this, and you can even call financial aid or myself or Sandra if you have any questions. Here's our contact information. I am running the November 17th one, but you can call any of us, and you can even call financial aid for information. But please, you will have to RSVP to attend. So that's for the current financial aid year. Now the next one is actually, you can do your FAFSA now for the next academic year. So those of you that said, well, Susie, I'm zoning out, I'm not paying attention to you because I've done my FAFSA and I got my money. Well, you want to do that FAFSA now for next fall, spring of 2021, and summer of 2022. And it's now available, and it's available on FAFSA.ed.edu. Now, some of you may know how to go through the FAFSA. Now you've done it for a while. However, we are always here to help you in the financial aid office. And we'll probably have some workshops later on, but for now you can get help right away. And we're actually having students make appointments with us, and we'll sit and help you through the phone. You can call financial aid at any time, email any of us. But you can schedule an appointment to meet with a financial aid staff member, and it's on it's on the bottom of the financial aid homepage. So here's our website for financial aid. But basically, if you go to SFCC homepage, you look at student resources, excuse me, financial aid is there. You open the web page, you go down towards the bottom, and it says schedule a remote. So it's just as easy as signing up to see academic advisors and other staff members at the college. So you want to get your FAFSA done now. For one thing, it's less stressful for you. And honestly, the early bird gets the worm. So many students will get extra money just because they got their FAFSA in before January 1st. But then you get it in, and as some of you know, you have to provide verification items, which we will certainly help you with in financial aid. But find some time to do it, maybe during Thanksgiving break or when you break before the holidays, or during the holidays, if not before. So those are the two FAFSA information for you right now. And then the other thing I want to cover tonight is scholarships. As I mentioned, many of you may think I'm not doing the FAFSA because I don't qualify. I'm one of those people, actually. I went to Santa Fe Community College many years ago, but I worked full time, and I put myself through school. A lot like Emily said, because of the cost, I could go to school. Santa Fe Community College was very accommodating. I could take week classes, and I actually worked on my degree there and went on to Highlands while I worked full time. But because of that, I didn't qualify for grants. Well, not until I worked in the financial aid office did I find out all those years I could have gotten scholarships. I couldn't have gotten scholarships all those years. And I didn't know it till I came to the community college. So please do your FAFSA. Here's our Santa Fe Community College Foundation Scholarship. You only have to be in 6 credit hours. You have to be making satisfactory academic progress, and you have to have your FAFSA done. And you only have to have a 2.5 GPA to get that. So that's like a C+ average. Believe it or not, we can't give away all our scholarship money. Every time we have a weekly meeting, our scholarship coordinators say, please, you guys push the scholarships. We still have money we can give away. So that's the Santa Fe Foundation Scholarship. And that is also found on, here it is, the financial aid homepage again. If you get onto the financial aid homepage, you look down and it says scholarships. There's a little link, apply here. The other scholarships that is available to New Mexico residents is the New Mexico Lottery Scholarship. You may be eligible for this when you first get out of high school or you first get your GED. There's a lot of kind of rules with this, but basically it's also you have a 2.5 GPA. You have to be in 12 credit hours to qualify. Once you qualify, you have to pass 12 credit hours at a 2-year school every semester after that, and it'll pay for your tuition only. And then the last scholarship I want to talk about quickly tonight is the new New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. This is great for students. You don't have to be right out of high school. You just have to be in 12 credit hours. You have to be making satisfactory academic progress, which means completing your coursework. You have to have some unmet need, which is part of why you do your FAFSA. And you can also be a non-US citizen to be eligible for this scholarship, but it pays for your tuition and fees. And the lottery scholarship, if you're on the lottery, right now it only pays up to $580. So if you have tuition and fees above that, the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship will pay for those. And it also, for those students that don't have any other aid, they can get their tuition and fees paid. And we actually made phone calls to students that were eligible for this. And so this is another wonderful opportunity for you. So please, please apply for financial aid. We'll try our best, and we work with everybody here. You know, we work with advisors. You know, you need their help sometimes to get financial aid, to get a degree. Tutoring is another fabulous place. TRIO, our great dual credit welcoming team that really help you get in the door here at Santa Fe Community College. Marcos and his team are just fabulous. So please reach out. We're here to help you. I have a quote in my office that I love by Michelle Obama, and it says, "Nobody gets through college on their own." And that is the truth. So reach out to us, let us know, and we'll do whatever we can to help you in any way we can. So thank you very much.
Susie, thank you very much for your presentation. And we do have a question in the chat, and it's a great question. And that is, when we apply for FAFSA, how do we know when or if we are approved?
Oh, that's a great question. You absolutely have to contact financial aid because we actually don't know that your FAFSA is out there until you contact us. Sometimes we do manually go in and we look for students that haven't contacted financial aid. So please, please always reach out to financial aid once you apply anything. It's a partnership, and we're there to help you. And you can easily, here's the, here's the email for financial aid. And what you want to do is email financial aid, make sure it's from your student email account, because we could be dealing with thousands of dollars here, and we don't want to be giving your financial aid information just to someone that calls and goes, "Hi, this is Benito. How much money am I getting? Can you tell me, I don't know, how can I get student loans?" We're going to make sure it's you. And the way we can make sure it's you is that you contact us through your student email account, because that's a secure site with the college. And please include your student ID number, and we will give you very specific information. You can call us over the phone and we'll give you general information. But again, it could be someone just going, "Hey, this is Marcos. How much money am I getting?" So, we'll give you as much general information as we can over the phone, and we'll tell you how to contact us so you can get specific information. But please contact anytime you do your FAFSA. Wait about 7 business days, because it gets sent to them. The Department of Ed is them, the Department of Ed, and then it gets sent back to financial aid. And then we see what documents you may need to get your financial aid. So we're here to help you try to work through any confusion or frustration you might have with that. Great question.
Susie, question. So will students also get emails from them also, as the FAFSA is getting processed? So will the individual get emails along the way as well?
They do. The minute you finish your FAFSA, you get an email right away. But it says in small print there, "Please contact your financial aid office." So just because you do your FAFSA doesn't mean your financial aid's in place. So please contact. Thanks, Daniela. Yeah, just because you get that email from the Department of Ed doesn't mean your financial aid's in place.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Susie. Are there any other questions, anything that anybody else wants to know about financial aid at the moment? Okay, so I'm going to stop recording because we are actually past 7 o'clock. To me, that hour literally felt like that was 10 minutes ago. So I hope that you all got a lot out of this. So let me stop recording. And now